Good day, creatives. I believe we are all doing well. So today we are going to be replicating this natural skincare brand flyer I designed. Now, emphasis on natural, right? Yeah, natural skincare flyer I designed. So let's get right into it. So first of all, we want to know our size, and hit here for our size. And this is our size. Our width is 1023 and our height is 1280. Okay. So after that is done, we come over here and change the color to white. Oh, this is not white. Yes, to white. Okay. Now once that's done, let's import our background. Yes, I was able to get a background. Okay, so this is our background right here. And just increase it to this point. Okay, then okay, it's fine. Let's lock it. Next thing we want to bring in, let's bring in the flyer so that we can actually follow through. Okay, so next thing we want to bring in is the image of the lady, right? And this is the image right here. So let's crop this a little bit, and of course, so we have this right here, and we'll be using our color filters, okay, to just do a little edits. So our saturation, we increase it to like 7. Let's increase the brightness a little bit and the contrast. Okay, this is beautiful. Let's increase it and place it here. We'll be rotating it a bit. Yes, we'll be rotating it a bit. Okay, so let's leave it. Ensure you take note of each of the figures I'm using so that you could actually be able to design something yourself. So the next thing we are actually going to be doing now, let me increase this a little bit more. Okay, alright, so next thing we want to do now is to use our eraser tool. Yes, we want to erase a good number, so we just swipe. Let's erase a little bit more. So on our accelerator series, we learned about systems and structures. Okay, so we have this now. So we want to import our flare effect. Yeah, and this is it here. Let me crop it a bit more. Okay, let's copy and bring down here. You know, let's lock them. Let's lock everything to avoid them moving up and down. Okay, so now the next thing we want to bring in, I think, okay, let's bring in the other frame shape. So this is it. Let's just import it here, increase it, and just let it stay down. So systems and structures are very, very important. If you actually want to achieve your goal as a graphic designer, you must have something you do daily, you do weekly or monthly. You must just have a system. And what is a system? A system is repeated action. Basically, what you do every day. Now, of course, it's a system for everyone to take their bath every day. Of course, if you actually want to stay healthy, yes, it's a system for you to take your bath every day, right? So that is a system. That is a system, a very, very compulsory and necessary system. Okay, so we have this in place. So next, we want to bring in, I think we can begin to type now. Yes, so glow naturally every day. Let's type that down. So we have that written down. So next thing we want to do is, let's put in our color. So we're using a green color. So let's just pick from the flyer to save time. Okay, then now let's go for our fonts. We'll be using Poppins. Alright, Poppins. Poppins bold. Okay. Let's use under Poppins typeface. Extra bold. Alright, so let's increase the size. Let's turn in our grid lines for alignment. Remember, alignment is a very key principle of design. Yeah, a very, very key principle of design. Now this other color is not actually black, so let's make it black for the everyday. Very good. Now of course we reduce the line spacing so they can be close to each other, but not so close. Okay, So let's just adjust it a little bit more. It's too close to the face. Let's adjust this one here. So yes, talking about systems and structures, like I said, taking your bath, brushing your teeth, these are very, very necessary systems. Everyone must take this one. Is everyone, because you want to stay healthy, you need to take your bath, you need to brush your teeth. So that is a system. That's a system because it is repeated action and you do that every day, and it is a necessity for you to stay healthy, basically. All right, so let's bring in our logo for this brand. So here's the logo, but this time around I'm going to be using a circle picker just to pick inside. I don't need the frame, I just need this basically. So I do that and just reduce the size, reduce it, and let's have it up there. Good. The next thing we want to do is we have the tagline, gentle care made for real skin. So let's write that down. So we have that written down. Then we just change the font to Metropolis. No, this is too bold. Metropolis medium. Oops, there's no medium. Semi bold. Let's go with this. We have to reduce the font size really very, very little. And let's change the color to green. Okay, let's lock this up to avoid it moving up and down. We can increase the spacing a little bit. Alright, so now we're now bringing our shape where we want to write the services that this brand offer. So we have our shape right here. We'll curve the edges, of course. Let's bring it to the front so we see exactly what we're doing. So having systems and structures are very, very important. So I'm not just going to be designing, of course, I'm going to be giving value. Yes, so you not just learn how to design, you also learn something new. Yes, something really, really new you've not learned before. Okay, so let's give this a green color. And creating a system has really helped me personally. Yes, that's really, really helped me personally. As a medical student, there are a lot of things to read, a lot of things to cover, a lot of slides, a lot of terminologies. I beg your pardon, terminologies for you to understand and comprehend. And you need to understand it by heart so that at any given point in time when you are called, you know exactly what to say, basically. Okay, so this is it. Then the next thing we want to do is, okay, I think the black is better off. Then let's change the color of the rectangle. I feel it's a bit lighter. Yeah, it's lighter. It's way lighter. Okay, so we have this. The next thing we want to bring it to typing services and all. But meanwhile, let's get in the little rectangles that were there. Let's try to fix them up. Then I'll do the typing. Systems and structures are very, very important. You want to achieve your goals, because goals, like I said in class yesterday, goals are just like a roadmap. For instance, say you want to go to school today. That's your goal. Your goal is to go to school, but how do you go to school? What action are you taking in order for you to actually make that goal come to pass? That's exactly what systems are all about. What system is all about. Just like you want to live healthy, right? You want to live healthy. So what are you putting in place? Let's add the grid lines to actually ensure that this is in place. So what are you putting in place to ensure that, okay, you stay healthy? Of course, you have to take your bath, you have to brush your teeth, you have to eat good food, of course, eat well, feed well, rest well, and just do all the necessary things you know you need to do in order for you to actually stay healthy. Okay, I need this to be down a bit because I'm going to be needing. I need this down. So just the way you have all that for your design goals. Oh, I want to design better. What are you doing every day? Don't just say, okay, school is demanding. Of course, school is demanding. Everything is demanding. People keep saying, I don't have time. And they say that to feel okay, as though they are the most busiest person in the world. But you need to understand that being busy and not being productive is still a waste of time. Yes, some people can be so busy, but in the end, what have you achieved? Nothing. So you have been busy but not productive. So now let's write up. Let's just fill in everything and I'll get back. Okay, so I have this written down. So let's change the font. Of course, we have a color black, and we change the font to Metropolis. Too bold. Sorry. Let's try Montserrat. Montserrat medium. Okay, so for consistency, we want to use the same font family, that's Poppins. But this time around, we are using Poppins regular. Okay, so we have that. So let me copy it for every other particular one. Okay, so I'm done repeating everything. So for this tagline, I want us to use a very simple font. So let's still use this. Yes, let's still use this, and let's reduce the size and increase the spacing. Okay, so I believe you are gaining value. Please like this video, comment, subscribe, share to your friends, and of course the link to join our WhatsApp community will be in the description box below. So do try to click the link and join in. So let's have our last. Let's just make it down. And we have services. Okay. Okay, so we have this. And look at, need to ensure how I use my grid lines. I have to ensure that okay, I follow the principle of design, which is alignment. And for me to get alignment correctly, I need to use grid lines. Okay, so we are done with the first part of the design. So the next thing is to put in the CTA, the call to action. So let's have shop now. Okay, let's bring that down here. Change the color to black or black, and of course make it very bold. Then we have to take every other thing up. So yes, we have this done, and let's increase it and put it up here. I feel I need to increase the spacing a little bit so that it feels okay. This is fine. So next we want to do is to draw in the shapes and all. But first of all, let's bring in our product. Let's bring in the product. So this is it, and we'll be doing a lot of editing here. So first of all, let's go to our color filters. We increase saturation to 25. Let's come to our brightness. Let's increase this a little bit. Okay, I think this is fine. Let's deal with our contrast. So please and please, while designing, please do not touch the hue. When you touch the hue, you'll be changing the color. Please do not touch the hue, just the saturation, the brightness, and the contrast. Let me take this back to 0. Okay, so we have this, and I feel this is fine, but let's increase it a little bit more. Okay, so of course we don't want it to be flying, so we need to create our shadow. So we come to opacity, reduce the opacity. You come to stroke, you increase the stroke. You come to blur radius, increase the blur radius, and you have your shadow. You could reduce the opacity so that it doesn't become too thick, and just increase this. So you bring the shadow back beneath, let it be beneath the design. Okay, so we have this here, so we have it on top of the shadow. So now we have that feel given. So next we want to put in our shapes for. So let's just copy some of the shapes we have here. All right, and let's change the color to white. Let's copy, bring down here, and the last one down here. Okay, now I will be inputting all the details. Okay, so while working, I always love to zoom my work, right? So I could have a very, very bold view of everything. For this particular font, I use Metropolis semi-bold. I don't want this video to be too long, that's why I'm cutting it in between. So let's copy, let's have I'll just use a different address here. So we have this font, we have this fictional address for now, and let's make everything capital letter, and let's reduce it. Let's reduce it a little bit more so it could fit in. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the email. You can use any email of your choice, basically any email. So I might just use at glowupnatural.gmail at glowupnatural.gmail.com. Okay, so next we want to bring in to import our icons. Okay, various icons we're going to be using for this design. So let's go. So I'll be increasing the size of the shape. It's way too small, and I'll just be increasing it to 633. And let's increase the font a little bit more. Okay. Let's make it at this level. Alright, so let's import our, let me hide this. Let's import our, so our design is actually getting ready. So let's just import the icons we'll be needing. So I just want to crop it a bit. We then come over to erase color, erase the white, reduce it really small, and bring it down here. Let's import the other ones. So we need the call icon. We also remove the color and bring it down here. Then the email icon as well. So yeah, I've been talking about building systems and structure for your design. So have a day. Don't just say I'll design when I'm free. Whenever you don't give a particular time and a date to something, you will never do that thing. Basically, whenever you don't give a time and a date to something, you will never achieve that thing. You'll never be free. Basically. Okay, so we remove the background color and change the color to green. Change the color to this light green. Change to dark green. Let's also change our color here to dark green. Let's still make it a bit darker so that it's too dark. Okay, then let's adjust it. Just adjust it a little bit. So let's reduce this font a little small. And let's change the color, of course. So yeah, our design is relatively ready, but I do not want the design to be too close to the extreme, so I'll be pushing them upwards. This, I don't even know which one now, but let's move them upwards. Okay, so this and this and this, let's move it upward. Okay, so we have this, and let's ensure there's alignments. All right. Okay, so there's actually alignments in this too. So this is it, and welcome to the end of this video. I'd love to see the beautiful designs you will come up with, and of course you could submit it in our WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp community, basically. So thank you for staying tuned. Please like, comment, share, and most importantly subscribe, and I'll see you at the top. Thank you, and God bless you.